All right, so we actually have some good news coming out of Amazon. Those are words that I never thought I would string together in a statement, obviously, because Amazon has a history of treating its workers horribly, and we've documented that pretty darn well. It is something that is pretty crazy because obviously Jeff Bezos is worth over $120 billion. What Bernie Sanders had done was he had proposed this act. It was called the Stop Bezos Act, and what it would do is, and it was pure genius. Basically, it was saying that basically for massive corporations like Amazon, if you are not paying your workers enough to live, despite being able to do so, you are then responsible for the money that they use from public welfare. So basically, when these massive corporations who have shit tons of money to spend, who ends up footing the bill for those people not being able to live off of those jobs? You do. The taxpayer does, because you're the one paying for the public welfare, the welfare. And as we know, Amazon paid $0 in federal taxes, so they're not paying for shit. But you're the one footing the bill for that. You are. So a really interesting thing. I didn't think that they were gonna do that. I thought it was pure genius. But um, I found out about this. I don't usually read these, but I'm on Bernie's email list, and the subject line was pretty compelling. It says, "I am writing today with some wonderful news," so I had to click. Here's what it says. This is from Bernie. It says, "Today, as a result of your help, we have won a major victory for American workers. This morning, after a long campaign, Jeff Bezos of Amazon announced that the company would raise its minimum wage for all United States employees to $15 an hour, a move that will impact more than 350,000 full-time, part-time, and temporary workers. I want to thank the Amazon workers who worked with us on this campaign and the more than 100,000 of you who signed a petition demanding that Mr. Bezos do exactly what he announced today. This is what happens when we stand up and fight for justice together. I also want to give credit where credit is due, and that is to applaud Jeff Bezos for his decision today. It is no secret that I have been a harsh critic of the wage and employment practices of Amazon and Mr. Bezos. Today he did the right thing, and the decision could very well be a shot heard around the world because there is no reason why other profitable corporations should not follow his lead." And then he goes on to talk about other corporations as well. So Amazon has decided to raise all of its workers' minimum wage up to $15. This is in no doubt because of the Fight for 15 movement, but more importantly, the Stop Bezos Act definitely had a shit ton to do with it. And Bernie Sanders' constant public criticism of Amazon has no doubt led to this, as well as the Fight for 15 campaign. And this is really good. I'm really glad about this. This is awesome. However, the fight is not over. First of all, not everyone gets $15 minimum wage when you're working in whatever business, or even if you wanted to go through the tiers of top corporations like Walmart, for example, they're not getting 15 an hour either. But the point also, it's not over yet because we still have a lot of really shitty practices going on in Amazon. So, for example, people who are deliverers, they have to urinate in bottles in order to be able to make their schedules. That is a very inhumane thing, to not have the simple, dare I say, I want to mockingly say luxury, because being able to go to the bathroom to take a piss is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And the idea that they have to pee in bottles is insanity, especially when you factor in how unbelievably rich the CEO of said company is. So now they need to keep moving forward they need to change that. They need to make it so that they hire more workers so that they don't have to do that, so that they don't have to make deliverers pee in bottles to be able to make their shifts. That shouldn't be a thing. Now, Bezos also has some other shady connections, like apparently he has some deal with the CIA of something. But anyways, this is a good thing that happened. I'm very, glad to say that this has happened for sure. However, I will state that don't get too excited, because This battle is not even close to being over. This is a good win. However, not only do there have to be improvements within the company of Amazon, but on top of that, there also needs to be improvements amongst all the other businesses.